Weight training isn't making you bulky. What's probably happening is, and some of you are not gonna like this answer, but what's probably happening is you're probably getting just a little bit fatter. Now before you guys go,
oh my gosh, Coach Josh is such an oh, he's calling me fat.
let me explain. Also, since there's sensitive people out there that get offended by my videos because you can't tell when I'm joking and just being sarcastic, I'll use this warning light here to indicate when I'm just joking and being sarcastic. Okay, first, if you've been doing resistance training to tone up, but you feel like you're getting bulkier, just know that the amount of weight you need to put on before most of you guys out there would even begin to notice is probably closer to 10 pounds, right? From my experience, most of you guys don't notice when you or friends or family gain like 2, 4, sometimes even 6 pounds. And that's because, you know, clothes could hide things, you're not actively looking for weight gain, etc., etc. Like the number of times I've had clients tell me, you're so lucky you don't gain weight. And in reality, I've gained and lost several pounds since they first started training with me is like really high. I've had a lot of clients tell me that. So again, most people are not visually good at assessing body weight and body composition. A lot of you guys don't notice weight gain until about 10 pounds. So to put on 10 pounds of pure muscle, right, is pretty difficult for most of you guys out there that don't have a really active job because it requires a solid training program that's based around progressive overload, good technique per lift to make sure there's tension on the target muscle, self-motivation for each set to push each set to near failure, and it also requires optimal protein and a conservative amount of calories, right? A slight surplus so that you have enough calories to build muscle but not too much where it goes to fat storage. So for my clients that come to me because they're having trouble leaning out and they swear that they're getting bulkier with weight training, I ask them those things. I asked them, what was your previous weight training program? How did you progressively overload your lifts? How much reps in reserve were you training to? How much protein on average were you having each day? How much calories on average were you having each day? And if they couldn't answer that, or if you guys can't answer that, then it's very unlikely you're optimally building muscle. So if you're gaining 10 pounds and you're not optimally building muscle, and let's be really generous here, let's say 4 of those pounds is muscle gain. You might be putting on some muscle, but that means there's 6 pounds of fat gain. So not only are you not losing fat, you're also putting on fat on top of muscle build. So yes, you're probably gonna look a little bit bulkier. But it's not the resistance training itself, it's the fact that you're not controlling your diet. Diet is a big part of body composition, just as important as the weight training itself. And BRB, I gotta go party real quick. Be right back. Yeah.
Is there gonna be a shot glass of someone's penis?
Only if you want. Yeah. Yeah. Sup, Jada? Sup, Truffles? Okay, what was I saying? Now I have some clients that their goal is to get bigger and more muscular, and I have some clients that are trying to get a little bit slimmer and more lean. And for both clientele, I absolutely program them weight training. It would be a disservice to not program weight training for my clients that are trying to get leaner and smaller, because your ability to maintain muscle directly affects your ability to burn fat. Because if you're in a caloric deficit, you're gonna lose weight. But if you're resistance training well and having enough protein, you're basically telling your body, hey, I'm using my muscle, don't lose it. Get rid of the other stuff. So your body will preferentially lose weight from fat tissue instead. For more details on that, this video. And here are 3 examples of some of the clientele that go to my gym that have successfully used resistance training to get leaner. Now, all 3 of them were not only resistance training, but we were absolutely pushing them to lift more reps each week, more weight each week, and having them increase their protein and having them track their food, specifically their calories and protein. That way they were consistently in a slight deficit, again, to lose weight and make sure that they're burning fat. So remember, weight training or resistance training stimulates muscle protein synthesis, MPS. Think of that as the potential to build muscle. And whether or not you actually build new measurable muscle, or you maintain muscle, or you minimize muscle loss, really depends on your diet, specifically total calories and protein. If you're eating a ton of calories and you're having enough protein and resistance training, then yeah, you're gonna build a lot of muscle. But if you're eating a ton of calories and not having enough protein, and your resistance training, then you're gonna build some muscle and a good amount of fat. And if you're in a caloric maintenance or a slight deficit and you're having enough protein and resistance training, then you're mostly gonna be maintaining muscle as you burn fat. And that's what a lot of you guys trying to improve your body composition are trying to aim for. And those are basically my recommendations for you guys, right? I don't wanna make this video and just have you guys think I'm just shitting on you guys and not giving you guys any tips. So my recommendations for you guys are the same thing. Don't be scared of resistance training. make sure you're having enough protein and track your calories in some sort of way so that you know how many calories you're having, so you can either be in a slight surplus if you're trying to build a little bit of muscle, or a slight deficit if you're trying to get slimmer and more lean. Now, do you have to log food? No, you don't have to log food, but if you haven't been seeing the results that you want to see, and you've been at it for like a couple of months, then you absolutely have to do some sort of audit of your diet, right? Assuming you're pushing yourself in the gym. And I know for most of you guys, that's probably the hardest part, because for some of you guys, it's tough to face the fact that maybe you're eating a little bit too much. But, and I mean this in the nicest way, just fucking get over it. Because while it does suck to face the truth, I think what sucks more is not seeing results, or seeing the opposite of results, regressing, and not understanding why. Because that's absolutely frustrating. You're trying to do something to get lean, instead you're putting on fat, you have no idea what's happening, you get frustrated, and then you give up. That's the worst thing. At least, even though it's tough to face the fact that maybe some of you guys out there, if you track your food, you might go, shit, I'm eating 600 calories more than I thought I was. That might be hard to face, but at least you can fix it. And again, a big part of fixing things is understanding why it's happening. And with body composition goals, understanding why it's happening is going to require self-reflection on your dietary habits. So the sooner you can face that, the sooner you can fix it. Now, lastly, whenever I make a post like this, I always have someone that writes a comment like,
oh, well, I weight trained and I got bulky, and I was watching what I eat. Some of us just have different bodies, blah, blah, blah.
First of all, no. If you're eating less calories than you're burning, and you're doing that for long enough, you're gonna lose weight. And if you're eating more calories than you're burning, and you do that for long enough, you're gonna gain weight. That's basic high school physics. That's the laws of thermodynamics. You can literally Google that or ask ChatGPT. And that's also why I market myself as a practical, science-based fitness page for you guys out there that are trying to understand your fitness journey better. So if you don't believe in science for whatever reason, no hard feelings, just scroll on by. Just find a page that confirms your beliefs. That's totally fine. And for you guys out there that drop a comment like that because you genuinely feel like no matter what you try, you're just getting bulkier and you absolutely need my help, that's fine. Drop a comment, and if you're very genuine about it, I'm here. I'll try to help out as best as I can. But for you trolls, just move on. Actually, for you trolls, it's fine. Leave a comment, because that makes my video more popular anyways, so no big deal. And second of all, if you're gonna say,
but Coach Josh, I got bulky, blah, blah, blah.
And if you didn't take some sort of measurement before and after to prove that, yes, you actually did get bulky because you put on 15 pounds of muscle, then what do you want me to say, right? It's super easy for anyone to go on any video ever made and just write the exact opposite of what that video is saying. Like, I could go on a woodworking video on YouTube right now and go,
this technique didn't work. I tried it. The opposite happened.
see how easy that was? I could just make up those words without having any credibility at all. In fact, at my gym with the clients that I train with, I tell them, if you really believe that you can put on muscle super easily, we have a machine at our gym. Go ahead and take your body fat measurement now, and if you can accidentally put on 10 pounds of muscle in a month, I'll give you a free training session. That's the deal I have with my clients, because that's how difficult I think it is to put on a substantial amount of muscle. Is it impossible? No. Is it likely for most of you guys out there? No. So just something to keep in mind. If it takes a conscious effort for most people to put on a solid 10 pounds of muscle, you're probably not going to do it on accident. And one more thing I want to talk about is, I probably encounter this every week, at least every other week. I'll have a client that just started training with me and is still really convinced that the resistance training I'm having them doing is making them really bulky. Like, every now and then they'll look kind of upset, and I go, what's wrong? They go, I'm getting too muscular here or wherever. And I go, no, you're not. You look leaner, if anything. And they go, no, I'm too muscular. So what we do is we end up taking a circumference measurement. Let's say the arm. They think their arms are getting too big. We'll take a circumference measurement of the arm, and then we'll take a body fat measurement. And a lot of times, not only is the circumference measurement getting smaller, when we take their body fat measurement, they're not putting on any muscle. They're maintaining muscle and they're burning fat. Every time, they're always surprised. I tell them that's why we take measurements, because your emotions are really gonna affect how you view yourself in the mirror, or how you view yourself in pictures. And that's why I don't recommend using your eyes to visually assess body composition, because most of you guys out there aren't trained for that, right? We're humans, so we let emotions dictate how we see ourselves. If you're really convinced you're getting bulkier, when you look in the mirror, that's what you're gonna see. Or sometimes you might have a shitty, stressful day, and when you look in the mirror or when you see a picture of yourself, you're gonna see the ugliest version of yourself. That's not how you look in real life, but that's just how you're perceiving yourself. Because again, our emotions really affect how we see ourselves. So don't freak out, right? If you feel like you're getting bulkier, take some sort of measurement. You could take a circumference measurement. You could take a skin caliper body fat measurement. You could even buy those shitty scales that take body fat percentage, right? They might not be that accurate, but they're a good tool for comparative data, so you can at least see if you're putting on or losing muscle. And again, it's also really common for a lot of people out there that think they're getting bulkier to actually be getting nothing, right? They are the same. Or if anything, they might be losing muscle. It's just your brain plays a lot of tricks on you. That's why I take measurements, because the numbers don't lie. It takes all the emotion out of it, and it takes my opinion out of it, because I'll tell them you look better. They won't believe me. Okay, here's the numbers. So to wrap things up, my practical recommendations: don't be afraid of resistance training. Have enough protein, control your calories so that your weight training helps with the fat burn, and take some sort of measurement so you actually can see if you are getting bulkier or if it's in your head. And for a more in-depth explanation about weight training and fat loss, check out this video and check out this video. I have no idea where the videos are going to end up. They're probably going to end up somewhere around here. And if you like the content that I make, go ahead and subscribe and drop a like, or else I fucking hate you. Just kidding. Bye.